host the Packers on Wild Card Weekend, which just makes me feel some kind of way. Which NFC team could the Bears steal a playoff spot from, let's say if the playoffs started tomorrow? Dano.
I would say San Francisco. Very good football team. Yep. Obviously, both quarterbacks have played at an incredibly high level. But my football brain tells me at some point the injuries are going to catch up to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't lose the amount of star power that they've lost. One of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Their young pass rusher, Micah Williams, who's starting to play. Best linebacker in football. So you're just like, at some point, it catches up to you. And I would say this, the only team defensively that rushes the quarterback worse than the 49ers do right now is the Cincinnati Bengals. And so for a team that has done a lot of good stuff, and credit Shanahan and the way that they've handled everything, like kudos. The fact that you're sitting, I think 7-4 right now, unbelievable coaching job. Kittle coming back, McCaffrey, I think San Francisco would be the team that's at the top of the list for me.
Cam.
Green Bay. And if the Green Bay Packers find a way to miss these playoffs, given the circumstances that what we've talked about on this show around the sports world about the acquisition before the year, who really won at the end of the day? So if the Chicago Bears are able to find a way to get in the playoffs, it's going to impact the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, I would not want to face the Green Bay Packers wild card weekend, so I like what you're saying. Cam Newton, go ahead. What do you think, Stephen A.?
You know, I'm more inclined to think about San Francisco because of what Dan pointed out, the injuries. You know, I know that, Brock Purdy came back. Before that was Mac Jones, and you're just finding a way to get things done. I get it, but within the NFC West, when you got Seattle and Los Angeles, you see everybody battling within the North. I just am inclined to believe that San Francisco could end up being on the outside looking in, simply because they're bereft of the bodies necessary in order to succeed. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and then you think about that, right? So San Fran will get to play Chicago, but they also have the Seahawks. They also have the Colts. And obviously there's a big game this week that we didn't expect to be that huge against the Carolina Panthers, who are playing really good football right now. And so I think it's easy to point to the San Francisco 49ers because you're kind of looking at that team and saying, we believe the Packers are better than that team. We believe the Detroit Lions are better than that team. But we also have to look at the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears have just found ways to win, right? We have seen Ben Johnson and his ability to get his team prepared for situational football, and also Caleb Williams in those moments. Some of those things that you hoped Ben Johnson didn't coach him out of being. We've seen him be those things in the biggest moments. We saw it against the Cincinnati Bengals late in the game. We certainly saw it against the New York Giants late in the game. And then you go back to last week, and that huge return by Duvernay to put them in a position to kick a field goal. They are just finding ways to win. And so it's truly thinking to yourself, is this a team whose luck runs out? Yeah. Or does that luck continue for Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, I think Chicago's got a good matchup this weekend, and I wouldn't be. Yeah, I mean, because the way they can run the football, for both teams, the way they can run the football. I'll go back to Cam's point though. If Green Bay doesn't get in, that would be one of the biggest disappointments in years. Unbelievable. Just because I think they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah. I'm not going to go that far, but okay. On Monday morning, we all are sitting around this.
So, Shay, do the Bears actually win the NFC North?
I don't know if they're going to win the NFC North, but I think they'll make the postseason at this point. Okay. I can't do that with the Lions and the Bears. I can't go that far. I can't go that far. I'm impressed with what I saw, but I'm not going to go completely off the wagon here. Okay. Monday morning, Dano, what's the headline going to be after this weekend of football?
We could be staring at a playoff in the AFC without Patrick Mahomes, without Lamar Jackson, without Joe Burrow, and without Josh Allen. Buffalo lost last night. They're not a shoo-in to make it. Kansas City playing against the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts can win that game. Lamar Jackson, this offense has not played very well since he's come back. And then Joe Burrow and the Bengals are obviously swimming upstream. I think one of them will get in, but it's not a long shot to think that all four won't.
Yeah, which would be unfortunate to have four of, you could argue, the top five quarterbacks in the league not be.
It would be unfortunate, but it would say a lot about where the NFL is now. Sure. Right? It say a lot about the rejuvenation of some quarterbacks and some players we had left to die, and it will say a lot about the parity of this league and how teams are now building themselves to beat these top quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stephen A. quickly.
I agree with Dan. If I would say this, no Allen, no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes, if all of them were out for the playoffs, you could talk parity all you want to. That would not be good for the National Football League. That would be bad. You want
We'll
at least
find
two of
out
those
a lot.
quarterbacks in.
See you Monday, everyone.
Welcome to the Pat McAfee Show.
On 6 ESPN Nation, presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing, and college football is front and center for us. As Smalls and I are in Madison today, Wisconsin, as our two schools are going head-to-head tomorrow, Wisconsin and Illinois. Amber Wilson, Jonathan Zazo have the college football tailgate tour here tomorrow as well. So that is going to be a great 24 hours, 48 hours for everybody here in Wisconsin, Illinois. Our two schools going head-to-head, and we're having fun in Madison. CC on Baby Watch in the window, as I say.
Yep.
In the window.
We're in the window, guys. Yes,
Let's go.
We're
In the window.
I don't care what doctors say. I mean, I do care what doctors say. Don't
Maybe
take
we
that.
should.
Wait,
Maybe
hold
we
on,
should.
hold on.
Maybe we
Don't
should
take
care.
that out of
We
context.
believe in science on this show, Ev.
No,
Yeah, we love
I
science.
do
We love
too.
doctors.
I
We
do.
love medical professionals.
Okay, I shouldn't have had that dramatic pause. Whatever the doctor says, I believe CC is taking the right approach, because to me it's like 2.5 months of the window in my head of like, I can't be anywhere but around my wife, around doctors, around hospitals when that potentially could happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're in that 2.5 month window. Less than that, actually, right?
Yeah, and we have a doctor's appointment today, by the way.
There you go.
Wait,
Yeah.
why did you say it that way? Are you sensing earlier than the original date?
I'm just saying
That was a tease, it sounded like.
It's week 34, Ev.
He does it like an NFL season. You know, in week 34,
There is-
they always tell you that's when the season starts.
When you get to this stage, ain't no more bye weeks, okay? There's no, like,
That's such a perfect way of
We
saying
find out who
it.
the true contenders are.
yeah, this is
No
we're,
backups being played.
we're gearing up for the playoffs. We're gearing up for the postseason. Like,
That's
it's
right.
time to go.
Now,
The big game is around the corner.
The stakes are the greatest, right? Like, this is it, man.
There was a lot of talk. Trade deadline was Saturday, excuse me.
There is no trade deadline for my kid, Ev.
Hold on. I was getting somewhere. Trade deadline was Saturday. A lot of people thought they were going to trade for me based on being at the Canty family baby shower. But Schefter had it. They were down to the last minute. They did not make a trade. So Chris is still in the mix here. But a lot of people thought that it was going to be me potentially as part of the family. Maybe I would have been the baby nurse. I don't know what my role would have been, but they tried to get me, and they did not. Also, just to clarify one thing, because there's been something lingering here, Smalls and I a little bothered with one Nuno Miguel Beirreira Teixeira for ditching us at dinner last night.
That's right. And by the way, he should be mad at himself because he missed out on an incredible meal.
Yeah, I agree. He went to, I don't know where he went, some dive bar, I guess, which is fine.
And I love a dive bar.
Yeah, dive bars are great, but not when you have the opportunity to go to the big dinner that we went to with ESPN Madison, and shout out to the team for taking us out last night.
Well, that just goes
I
to
don't
show that-
invite myself. No, it's Canty. I do not invite myself to places that I wasn't invited to. So when I look at the list of the
Zaz did.
attendees, but Zaz ended up being on the list of the attendees. My name was not on there, so I made plans with the regular folk that were around.
That's a legitimate defense, Ev. How you gonna be the host and bring the whole team out to your set and then don't invite the producer?
I didn't.
Great question, Cece.
First of all, I didn't arrange the dinner.
It doesn't matter if you didn't arrange the dinner. Who went to school in Wisconsin? Why is the show there? Because of you. How are you going to bring the entire team out to the Midwest and then not make sure that Nuno's name is not on the list for the dinner that you weren't paying for, that you pawned off on somebody else?
Yeah, leaving him out in the cold, and it is cold here.
Two things can be true now that you guys are walking me through it. Retroactively, it was a bad job by me not ensuring that Nuno was there. That's a bad job. I apologize for that. You're right about that. I also don't think Nuno wanted to go.
No, he definitely didn't.
So,
Because that would require him to hang out with us longer.
Doesn't matter.
and later.
Doesn't matter.
Would you have gone if you were invited?
Yeah, I would. I would have done my my duties. Yeah, I would have
Obligation.
I would. Yeah. See, that's not what we were looking for.
He would have showed face.
exactly.
But the
Even
fact
if-
that he wasn't there is an embarrassment on you, Ev. How could you not invite him?
Actually, Canty, I think people like Michelle way more than they like Ev anyway. So I think, like, when we do these trips, it's all about Michelle. It's not about Evan.
That's fair.
Oh, today there was a freaking greeting line for Nuno. Ben Ben Wittes, who's the market manager at ESPN Madison, put this whole thing together. Was Smalls and I walking in, he's like, hey, how you doing? Nuno! I'm like, what? Nuno? Why do you care that he's here? It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Very into seeing Nuno.
So you're the star at Canty's baby shower, and Nuno is the star at your alma mater.
And at our game, when our two teams are playing. Very odd, very odd. Okay, so the talk around here, Badgers obviously, but Wisconsin is a Packers state, as we know.
Yep.
You're a Packers fan. Packers-Vikings. Going into the season, we're like, oh, that's going to be a big game. Then there were different parts of this season where you're like, I don't know about that. Now it's back to being a big game, Smalls, and it's on ESPN Radio on Sunday with your squad, the Green Bay Packers, at 6-3-1 against the Minnesota Vikings at 4-6 with all the questions around J.J. McCarthy. Is this a game that you've been saying a lot this year? I want not only a win, I want like the runaway win. I want to win by 20, feet up, fourth quarter kind of thing. No, seriously, you've been saying that a bunch.
Am I the A.J. Brown of this show?